G'day guys, my name is Lord Tomy. Welcome again to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collector review. As you know, I am Lord Tomy with the blue steel here. Good old Sonic the Hedgehog. Putting him aside, he's got my HDMI switch, which nobody really cares about because we're here for the actual review. This review is by far one of the ones I wanted to hold off for quite a bit, just so I can showcase pretty much everything and everything that involves this actual item itself. Now this item, just before I get to the nitty gritty and all that sort of stuff, which you can probably tell there's not a whole bunch that can really be talked about it, but of course I will obviously go into details. But this item for the most part is an item which I wanted to get for quite a while, in its entirety, package and all, and something that I want to showcase for you guys as well as exclusively have it in my collection. Something about this item when I first caught wind of it really captivated me, really intrigued me, really made me want to get it. Simply because as a kid I was one that really enjoyed bendable little figurines, including G.I. Joes and all that sort of stuff. Something that has a lot of articulation for the most part, and this item is definitely an item that actually has it. Now the reason more or less why I kind of held back in actually reviewing this sooner than later is simply because I wanted to obviously take it out of the packaging and show you. Obviously being a little, you know, a HD, whatever you like to call it, this is one of those packaging where you can't take it out. I have good news, I did manage to get myself an actual loose one, which later down the track I will be giving that away, but I wanted, for the sake of review sake, I wanted to basically just, you know, kind of give you both the packaging and the item itself. I'll explain a little later more about that. So this is a Sonic the Hedgehog by Tomy figurine. Now I'm going to call this a Sonic the Hedgehog Flexi Friend by Tomy review, as you can probably tell by the actual background here. And yeah, now let's look exclusively at, you can already tell from the actual item itself, but if you look closely at the packaging itself, you just have one of those old retro Tomy sort of backgrounds where you just have pretty much the, for the most part, the cement-ish area of Green Hill Zone, and obviously a loop-to-loop on which is on this side, and which you have him blowing smoke, and on the other side you just have good Sonic jumping. It doesn't really scream out, it doesn't really, you know, say, oh look at me, you gotta buy me. Then again, this item for the most part isn't necessarily based on the packaging, it's based purely on the actual item itself, which you can already tell, which is pretty awesome straight at the bat. It does have the, you know, well, there's pretty much like the Hedgehog, which is pretty much a staple in one of the Tomy sort of releases, with Tomy's release of merchandise and that sort of stuff, and you say ages 3 plus and above. I don't know why you would have it, but I don't know. At the actual back, there's nothing on the side. The back is probably one of the things that are by far one of the more interesting things. It just says Sonic the Hedgehog, Tomy, Flexi Friend, and you just have him in various different poses. I actually quite dig this pose. You just have a small disclaimer which says strike an attitude with a fully posable Sonic figure. Ooh, 2 exclamation points. That's pretty hardcore. So for the most part, like I said, I wanted to get this item simply because of the actual packaging itself. I wanted to keep it in entirety, purely for collector's purposes and whatnot. So this is what the actual item would look like if it was actually held in, you know, an actual retailer store. As to which store, I can't say for sure. You know, I've never seen this in my local Australian stores, but it's definitely an item that, you know, it's out there. Extremely hard to find in its entirety in terms of packaging, but obviously we're not here just to look at the actual item itself. I did purchase another one, which is the actual loose version. By loose I mean it was actually came out of the packaging. I didn't want to spend too much money simply because, you know, it's you know, just I want to showcase the beauty of this actual item itself. Mind you, take note that this item, if you've been keeping note, is probably going to be another item I'm going to be giving away. I don't like keeping doubles, I'm not one of those guys, so I'm probably going to give this away. It's in pretty much near mid condition. The only thing is it's not 100% mid condition because it doesn't come out of the packaging, but come on, you can't go wrong with it. A retro Sonic the Hedgehog figurine. So what makes this posable? Before we get to the posabilities and all the fun stuff that comes with it, you have, of course, his adorable little ears. You have his eyes, which kind of looks demonic in its own right. You kind of have his little smile. I like that. I would have preferred that to be a tad, I guess, larger. I'll see if you can see. It's just literally somewhat painted on. It feels like it's done by a kid or something, but the one in the package also comes with him. You have his nose, which, for those who, I know another member, Orange Hedgehog, if you guys check out her channel, definitely check it out, Orange Hedgehog. Her one unfortunately didn't come with the nose, which is a bummer, and mind you, I have taken note that other people version of this, the nose is pretty much flimsy in the sense that it will come off if you, I guess, treat it badly. So I was surprised that I even got this one as it is. It's literally just a little plasticky bit pretty much glued onto a little mold in the face, so you could in theory rip it off if you wanted to. I don't know why you would want to, unless you want to reenact a Dr. Robotnik scene or whatnot. You have his Bailey, you just have a fist, which basically says I'm going to kick your ass. You have a little finger that says I'm going to point your ass. Okay, that sounds a little too wrong. You have his little sneakers there, which is extremely awesome. Always nice to have his leg. Nothing for the souls, can't complain there. And the actual back, he's been shot a few times by Dr. Robotnik. Poor little Sonic, he's dead. He's never going to come out, and every single game alliteration is going to come out from this point onwards is basically him just being a clone, someone to Shadow the Hedgehog. If this had a story to flow off, but it doesn't. So it's just basically the reason why they have the holes is just, to be honest, for every bendable toy item that I've ever had, non-Sonic related and Sonic related, which is only this one, only this one, every bendable feature has some holes. I never understood why they had holes. There's probably some reason. Maybe that's where they shoved in the metal. I really couldn't say, but it's there. He's got two gunshots to his legs on either side, two to his arm, and that's pretty much it really. So he's been shot to the arm, which is pretty cunning if you think about it. Dr. Eggman blowing off his feet, the one thing that makes Sonic pretty much truly as fast as it is. But the thing that really made me want to get the loose version so I can demonstrate to you guys is his back. His back is by far one of the most well done sculpted figurines I've seen. That opposed to first figures, which of course is just, but for a posable sort of action figure, not collectible as in just congratulations, they actually done the spikes awesome. So you can tell from his actual backs, all his spikes, grooves, including to the actual head up there. I don't know, it just completely, it just seems seamless the way he bolts, fades out and all that sort of stuff. So you can purely see this is by far one of the better sculpted action figures that I've seen. Jazzware, I don't know, I haven't really got into it, but Jazzware isn't bad. It's just Jazzware at best. So what makes this unique is the bender full feature. You can basically extend his arm, go super haul, you can bend it forward, stuff like that. You can pretty much do anything. Like, hurrah, I'm enjoying myself. You can pretty much do that with the legs as well. So you could do a copious amount of poses if you wanted to, but the same token, you don't have enough posability. It's just to his arms and to his legs. That's about it. The only small concern that I would have for anybody who wants to pick this up, of course, is obviously his nose. If it's there or not there, it makes no real difference. But I can imagine, I can't see it on here, but I can imagine, or I could maybe show you here, into the little crevice there, but I can imagine this over time, like any bendable figures which I've obviously had in the past, the more you bend it, the more the actual, not necessarily metal, but the actual molding around it, like the plastic arm for instance, would basically deteriorate. It will slowly break down. I'm having one of those brain stops there. But yeah, the actual plastic thing will eventually break down and you'll get like breakouts and all that sort of stuff. So moisturizer will not fix that. But that's the only major concern. But then again, after you played around with maybe 3 to 4 times, I messed around with this a few times just to say, oh wow, did you enjoy it? But yeah, that's the only concern. This is definitely one that I'm going to be giving away, of course, in a future competition, which is hopefully maybe going to come out during the Sonic Lost World and Sonic and Mario All-Stars. Kind of have a semi-promotion thing going on there. I don't know. I'll mess around. Let me know if you guys want to win this. I suppose if more people say they do, I'll make the competition earlier than normal. I just kind of mess around with it. Yeah. The only major other concern is his head. I know you can't necessarily, he's extremely heavy. So you can place him there, which you won't necessarily see because he's pretty awesome how he stands there. But his actual head is fat as, which is probably the reason why this will fall over. So unless you have one of those Japanese clips where you can hold him like stationary, you can pretty much do anything and everything you want him. But as far as you wanted to stand him just like that, you can only have one form of articulation for his feet. But that is pretty much it. It's an awesome little action figure. It's so awesome that I had to buy a different one, and it's so great that I'm gonna have to give one away because I do honestly want other people to appreciate this little action figure. It's awesome. It was released roughly 1993, 1992, thereabouts, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1992, 1993. So you're looking at that thing. Obviously, it's not retailers now. Now, in terms of pricing, funny story, right? So the one in the box, a couple of years ago I was bidding on it, and it went up to like 250. For whatever reason, it would appear that somebody caught wind that I wanted it and offered me a pretty, destroyed sort of version of this for like about $200. I kind of declined at the times because I honestly wanted it in the package. That's who I am. Sadly, I have issues. We all do. But it's one of those things I wanted. Now, at the time, for 250, I was like, man, I really get a catch. Now, the one in the package, I actually got it from an Australian user who like had it for like a 2-3 day kind of sale, and he only did Australian post only, and he had it for like bid for, I don't know, like $10 or something. I sent him an email. I said, hey, look, man, I'm really interested, if you really want this to get off your feet, could I settle for like $35 or $40? He's like, yeah, look, I'll sell it for you for $40, postage included. So I got this, surprise, surprise, for like $40. I was like super ecstatic. I loved it. This one I picked up, I think, for $30. I'm not mistaken. $30, $40. No, $20, I think. I picked it up recently. It was also another Australian user, which, like I said, I'm surprised. I've never seen this as a kid. If I did, I would have bought it. But I see this more in the UK than anything else. But I picked this one, I think, for $20. So that one's about $40. This one for $20. But you'll be crazy to see what's, the prices that are going out for them. Pure mint condition, you're looking for like $200. Mind you, if you're one of those people that really want to get it, just buy it for whatever manageable price you can have. But if you're willing to wait, by all means wait. So yeah, but yeah, in terms of rarity, it's a tough one, man. Like, I do see them. It's not that I don't. It's just they come in pretty messed up condition. If you think about it, it's an action figure. You're meant to play around with it. If you don't, you're kind of like, why do you have it at all? Look, I'm probably going to give this maybe 8 stars out of 10. It really comes down to how much you like it, the pricing, and also if you get it in pure box or as a loose figurine and that sort of stuff. But yeah, 8 stars out of 10, not bad. I think it's definitely a nice pickup. This one definitely I'm going to give it away in future competitions. If you want me to hold the competition earlier than normal, leave me a comment, send me a private message, whatever. It will happen. It's just things are happening. But if push comes to shove, you really want it ASAP, let me know. I'll make one up as ASAP for you guys. Guys, thank you so much for checking out my reviews. Please stay tuned. I've got more stuff to come out. It might be slow depending when Sonic Lost World comes out. I might not reviews, messing around with that. But guys, thank you so much for checking out. Leave comments. Tell me let me know if you've actually seen this in your retailers, or if you actually seen this somewhere, and what's your initial thoughts of it. I really do want to know. Anyway guys, thank you so much, and speed on.